everybody, it's Lon.TV, and it's time for your weekly wrap-up, and we had a bunch of stuff this week, as we always do. Some big items, especially the new Moto 360 watch, which I am very impressed with. I really like the look of it. Very classy-looking design, inexpensive when you compare it to the Apple Watch, of course, and other watches also. And they also made it a lot smaller this time than the other one was from the prior generation. They still have one that big, so there's a 46 millimeter, and this is the 42, but I really like the size of it compared to the Apple Watch, and I actually like the look of it a little bit better too. So with a leather band and everything else, about $400. I was quite pleased with it. You can look above. I've got a link to that video along with everything else I'm about to talk about, so you can check out all of that stuff. The 360 is also compatible with the iPhone. We looked at that compatibility. There isn't all that much it can do though when it's plugged into an iPhone, but it does have some compatibility with the iPhone, just very limited as compared to maybe using it with a Android phone. That would be a better choice with that particular watch. So that is something worth checking out. We also took a look at the Aura X5 mini PC from Transmart. This is another one of those fanless mini PCs. $150. It's got a Cherry Trail processor on it, but the thing I like the most is the fact that it came with a licensed version of Windows, which some of those mini PCs from China don't always do. This one did. I was quite pleased with its performance, so you can see that review. And we took a look at this neat little game console called the GPD XD. It's an Android console. It looks a lot like a Nintendo 3DS, but they took away the screen here and just kind of mimicked their design overall. But a really nice little game console, about $150 also. Great for retro emulation. So if you are into retro games like I am, this might be a fun little console to check out. You can also, of course, see that one in the video list above. And we got some news. The Retro VGS has launched its crowdfunding campaign this week, and we interviewed the founder of this project a couple of weeks ago. His name is Mike Kennedy, and what this is a game console that's going to harken back to the good old days when you bought a cartridge, put the cartridge in the console, and turned it on with no updates or internet connection necessary. That's kind of the angle they're working from here. So the cartridges will likely be in somewhat short supply depending on the game. It's going to be really much like the old Nintendo days where not every game was manufactured at quantity and some become kind of rare. And I think that's what they're shooting for here, is to develop some buzz around games and have people actually acquire physical copies of them. And we're seeing this in other areas too, like in the music side of the world, you know, with vinyl. So I mean, there is certainly a market for this kind of thing, and I think that's what they're trying to see if it might work. Now, they are launching this, however, on Indiegogo, and that's an issue for me because, and for most people, I think, because Indiegogo takes your money up front, and in this case, they're going to set a goal. So their goal is $1.9 million, but if they don't hit it, Indiegogo will refund your money 100%. However, they hold on to the money in the interim. So you don't have to worry about these guys running off with the money. I think they're honest people to begin with, but Indiegogo kind of acts like an escrow here, so they will return the money if it doesn't get funded at the end of the campaign here. But still, I like the Kickstarter model better, where you're pledging, and if they do hit the number, then the money actually gets collected. And I suppose if you're in this business and you really want assurances that the money's going to be there, perhaps this is a little bit more confidence builder in your ability to fund a project, given that the money's taken up front and not after 45 days pass. So we'll see how it goes. I did put in $300, or actually $340 with shipping for one of these consoles, so I will let you know what happens. This is what the channel is all about, is taking a little bit of risk for you, so we'll see how all of this turns out. I really do hope this happens because I really like this concept, and maybe it's just because I'm an old school gamer that grew up with the ColecoVision and the Atari, and that's how we used to play games, but I think this is kind of a neat thing, and I always like to see good ideas have a shot at the marketplace. So we'll see how all of that comes up. So this week we've got a bunch of stuff to look at. The first thing, of course, is our big Rocket League live stream. That's going to take place tomorrow night. That's Tuesday, September 22nd at 9:30 p.m. or thereabouts, and we're going to be giving away a copy of Rocket League. So if you didn't submit your registration for that contest, do it before midnight tonight, which is Monday, September 21st, midnight Eastern time in the US. So if you're seeing this video right now, get up there and do it. Lon.TV/enter, and that will get you entered into the contest. I've got one copy to give away via Steam, so if you win, you'll get it. If not, and you already own Rocket League, tune in, because we're going to have a little tournament, and we'll just keep playing a couple games over and over again, and let different people into play. We'll have some spectator options also. And a friend of mine and his friend are going to do some play-by-play commentary. They want to get into this esports commentating thing. So I said, hey, come on the channel and give it a shot. So we're just going to experiment and see what happens. These guys are going to be off-site, so they're going to be Skyping in, watching the spectator feed, and hopefully it'll all work. So we'll see how it all comes together. But that will be 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, September 22nd, right here on the channel. Kind of a new thing for us. We'll see how it plays out. But I really love Rocket League. A really fun game to kind of pick up and play. On Tuesday, we've got a great interview coming up. I already shot it. We did a live stream. Some of you caught this in the middle of production of the guy who's creating this product called Skreens. His name is Mark Todd, and let me show you what the product is all about. So what they've got here is a multi-view device for your television. So it connects via HDMI. You can plug in up to 4 devices into it, and it also has the ability to display web content from Chrome and other things. So it has a built-in web browser as well as 4 inputs, and what it's going to allow you to do is be able to play your video games and maybe watch a live sporting event or something coming off a different device. Basically anything you can think of with 4 different inputs. You can arrange any which way on the screen that you like. And it was a really interesting conversation because I thought, what you're seeing on screen right there was all that this product was going to be about, just kind of a multi-viewer for your screen. But there's actually more to it. You could probably use it like I'm using my TriCaster here as a video switcher, for example. He's got a lot of different ideas in mind for how it might work, and it has a FPGA inside of it, which is a programmable processor, so they'll be able to do different things over time with this, and you might be able to configure the device to do what you want it to do. This guy Mark Todd is really pretty versed in developing these kind of embedded systems. That's what he's done throughout his entire career, and it's really interesting talking to him about this product and how they're aiming to do it. Their first real market are game streamers. So I think a lot of you might find this interesting because it's kind of a neat way to put your game on as well as having a chat running alongside of it that you can then stream out to the web. So it should be a really neat product. We're going to be seeing that one starting up on Tuesday with a Kickstarter. I'll also have the interview up tomorrow so you can get more about that, but about $400 to start, so not a bad price to get into the door with that, especially when you compare it to the cost of like a TriCaster or something. On Friday, I should be getting the new iPhone 6s, so you can either roll your eyes or be very excited about it, so I'm looking forward to checking that out, especially the new camera on there. So hopefully Friday we'll have it. I'll be playing with it all day Friday, and hopefully by Friday night give you my initial thoughts on it. And if you have any questions about what you'd like to see on there, do let me know. And I've got a follow-up on the NVIDIA Shield TV. We took a look at the Pro edition of the device, so I'll talk about some of the differences between the Pro and the regular one, as well as look at some benchmarks, which we didn't do in our initial review. So we'll be comparing it to some flagship phones and see how it performs against those. That one will probably come up later in the week, so stay tuned for all of that. I'm also thinking about doing more of these 101 videos. I definitely want to get the camcorder 101 completed, which has been in my head for a while. I just really need to get it out and record it. This is where I explain things in plain English. So I've done one on routers, I've done one on memory cards, on network attached storage and Plex, and a lot of these have done really well. Like, I've been very pleased with the analytics on these videos, so I'm going to be doing some more. And the next one I'm going to do is Chrome OS, like a Chromebook versus a Windows computer that costs about the same. Because before, Windows machines used to be more expensive because of the licensing, and Chrome devices were a lot less. And what's been interesting is that, I resell a lot of the items that I buy to review on the channel. And if I sell the Chromebook through my web store, everyone who buys them has been really happy with it. But a few of them that I've resold through Amazon, they often have some pretty dissatisfied customers on these things. It's been surprising. At least 2 people have asked to return them after receiving them because they didn't really know what they were getting into. So I really want to do a video kind of explaining what Chrome OS is, who I think it's good for, and maybe the differences between a Chrome OS device and a Windows device that might cost the same, because I think there's going to be some confusion out in the marketplace, and hopefully ahead of the holiday season we can get some information out there so people can make the right choice when they are out shopping. So that is a whole bunch of stuff I hope to get done this week. Perhaps my ambition might be too much, but we'll see. Maybe we'll get it done before the next week's wrap-up over the weekend. If you want to help the channel, you can go to Lon.TV/Patreon and make a monthly contribution to the channel. We also have fan funding set up at YouTube, so you can go to Lon.TV and look on the right-hand side, and you can make a one-time contribution to the channel. All of those funds help to pay for a lot of the things that I review on the channel and then resell. So the Retro VGS is a good example of one of those things, as well as many of those Chromebooks that we reviewed over the last couple of months too. So anything you can do to help would be great. Not necessary, but always appreciated, because it is there is a cost to running this channel, and every little bit helps keep it going. So that will do it for this week. If you want to connect with the channel, you can see my email list at Lon.TV/email. I'm about to send out an email tonight, as a matter of fact, to let people know about the stream. We got the Facebook page at Lon.TV/Facebook, and you can visit us at the forums, Lon.TV/forums, to communicate with me and other folks who are fans of the channel. So that will do it for this week's weekly wrap-up. As always, I appreciate your viewership and your comments and suggestions and everything else. If you have anything you want to talk about, leave it in the comments below or visit the forums. This is Lon.TV, and thanks for watching.